Path to Citizenship. Part 11. Local and State Government. Diego returned for his 11th session with Evelyn, feeling more aware of the depth and complexity of his journey. So far, he had delved into the workings of the federal government, the role of amendments, and the duties of citizens. Today, Evelyn would guide him through the roles of local and state governments. He understood that while the federal government played a significant role, much of what directly impacted citizens happened on a more local level. Evelyn looked up as he entered, ready with a new set of questions that would explore the various layers of government that affected people's daily lives.
Welcome back, Diego. Today, we're going to look at local and state government. Understanding how these levels of government work will show you how policies are shaped close to home. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. Let's begin with a question about the roles of state government. What is one power that belongs only to the states? Question: what is one power that belongs only to the states? A. Declaring war. B. Issuing driver's licenses. C. Printing money.
Answer: B. Issuing driver's licenses.
Correct. Issuing driver's licenses is an example of a power reserved for the states. States are responsible for many day-to-day issues that affect their residents. Why do you think it's important for states to have their own powers separate from the federal government?
It lets states make decisions based on what their residents need. Each state can have different priorities, so having their own powers means they can address those specific issues directly. It also keeps the federal government from being too involved in every small detail.
Exactly. State governments have their own powers so they can tailor policies to fit the unique needs of their residents. This allows for flexibility and responsiveness to local issues, ensuring that government is more closely aligned with the people it serves.
Diego considered how the state's autonomy allowed them to address specific concerns, reflecting the diversity of needs across the country. Evelyn moved on, focusing on local government's impact on community life.
Now, let's look at local government. What is one responsibility of local governments? Question: what is one responsibility of local governments? A. Printing money. B. Managing police and fire departments. C. Declaring war.
Answer: B. Managing police and fire departments.
That's right. Local governments handle essential services like police and fire departments, which directly impact community safety. Why do you think these services are managed locally rather than by the state or federal government?
Because each community has specific needs. A city might have different safety concerns than a rural area, so local governments can make sure the services fit those needs. It's a way to make sure people are protected based on their community's unique situation.
Absolutely. Local governments are closer to the people, so they are well positioned to address specific needs in areas like public safety, schools, and infrastructure. This local management allows for tailored responses to community challenges, making government more effective and responsive.
Diego saw how local governments played a crucial role in shaping everyday life. He was beginning to understand that while state and federal policies were significant, it was the local government that often had the most immediate impact on people's daily experiences. Evelyn then moved to discuss the relationship between state and federal governments.
For our last question today, let's talk about the concept of federalism. What is federalism? Question: what is federalism? A system where only the federal government has power. B, a system where powers are shared between national and state governments. C, a system where states are independent from the federal government.
Answer: B. A system where powers are shared between national and state governments.
Correct. Federalism is the division of power between the national and state governments. Why do you think this system is beneficial?
It helps balance power. By dividing it, both the state and federal governments can focus on different responsibilities. It also means that people have more control over government because they can influence decisions at both levels.
Exactly. Federalism allows for a balance of power, ensuring that both the federal and state governments can serve the people's needs while checking each other's authority. It creates multiple layers of governance, which helps prevent any one level from becoming too powerful.
As the session came to a close, Diego felt a newfound respect for the structure of government and how it adapted to serve different communities. He saw how federalism allowed for a diverse approach, with local and state governments addressing specific needs while the federal government provided overarching support. Evelyn put away her notes, sharing some final thoughts with him.
You've done well today, Diego. Local, state, and federal governments each play a distinct role in addressing the needs of citizens. By understanding this, you're better equipped to engage with your community and advocate for what matters to you.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I see now that being a citizen means understanding how each level of government works. They all contribute in different ways, and knowing this helps me see where I can get involved.
That's right. Each level of government impacts your life in unique ways. By staying informed, you can participate more fully in the democratic process and make a difference in your community.
Diego stepped outside, reflecting on how government operated at various levels to address the diverse needs of society. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that as a future citizen, he could engage with all three layers of government to help shape his community and nation. He walked away with a better understanding of how local, state, and federal policies intersected, each playing a role in the tapestry of American governance. As Diego considers the distinct roles of local and state governments, Evelyn's reflections inspire others to think about how they interact with various levels of government.
Now it's your turn. Understanding the different responsibilities at each level of government is essential for every citizen. Here's a question for you. Question for the audience: which of the following is typically a responsibility of state governments? A. Printing money. B. Managing public education. C. Declaring war. Recognizing these responsibilities helps citizens see how state governments address specific community needs. Reflect on your answer, as it highlights how different levels of government work together to serve the public.